Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Rules Horror. Story 1. A TV with a note attached to it. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. You are a plain, simple human being, devoid of a unique lifestyle or color. One day, you get a knock at your door. You open it to find a small, chunky TV with a note attached to the screen. You bring it inside and read the note. Hello, fellow boring and drab friend. Your equally sad and depressing life has brought a stroke of fortune/misfortune on you, as I have bestowed upon you this gift. This could very well change your life. The TV you found with this note is no ordinary TV, no, for it is some kind of magical TV, yes. It can contact spirits, summon the dead, all sorts. But of course, everything comes at a price. So, you may be wondering how on earth I knew you wanted to change your flavorless life. Well, you called to me while unconscious, I'm going to assume through sleep, so I answered. You've been blind to everything you've been missing out, and today I want to bestow upon you the greatest gift, opening your eyes. Firstly, make sure you plug in the TV. There is no cord, but pretend you're plugging it into a socket, and it should appear. The TV will display a black screen. There will be no sign it's on, but tapping the glass in this state will cause a red spear-like object to shoot towards the tapping location. Should you allow it to reach the tapping, it'll stab your finger. Close all curtains inside the room, and make sure your back is against a wall. There's no good in anything sneaking up behind you. Tap on the TV glass 3 times. The screen should now go completely white. Clear your mind and think strongly about what you desire. It can sense a weak or feeble mind, so make sure your will is true. The screen can now display a multitude of things. You will often have to deal with 3 screens before your wish will come true, but this can change at any time, and is completely random. I shall list what will happen with each. I will also give a danger level to each, 1 being the least dangerous to 5 being the most. Red, a loud scream will be heard, to which your front door will be knocked down by a herd of 2-headed dogs. These dogs are blind, so I hope you've got a handy hiding spot nearby. If they catch you, they will drag you down to hell, and you will be forced to spend eternity as a slave to the devil himself. If the dogs fail to find you, they will be reduced to silver ash. Do not touch the ash, unless you feel like losing your skin. You will now have completed this screen. Danger Level 3. Green, a tall, sickly-looking woman covered in thin robes with huge pus-filled boils all over her, shall appear outside your windows, frantically reciting prayers in an unknown tongue. She will proceed to vomit a viscous, black/red liquid onto your windows, making them shatter. If you did not close your curtains, she will proceed to vomit all over you, burning you alive. If you closed your curtains like I told you to, she'll leave. You will have completed this screen. Danger Level 2. 6 black vertical lines that move to form a circle backed with a solid grey screen. A well will appear on screen, and a creature with very long black hair and a solid white dress will crawl out of it. It'll be soaked in well water. You will have to quickly turn the TV around and rearrange the wires that power the TV. There will be a red, yellow, and blue wire. Press the red and yellow wire ends together to create a spark. Should you not do this fast enough, she will climb out of the TV, and she'll either claw out your eyes and break your neck, or force her thick soaked hair down your throat until you either choke to death or drown from the water. If you rearrange them fast enough, a wail will be heard, to which the screen will return back to white. You've passed this screen. Danger Level 4. A red gradient to yellow, the TV will flicker and turn off and the room will be plunged into a claustrophobic darkness. After a few seconds, the TV will turn back on, displaying the sight of a creature that is now inside your house. It will slowly progress to you, a growling sound will be heard. A lit candle will be sitting at your feet. The light will protect you, however you must sit very still or the candle will flicker out. If the candle flame goes out, the TV will flicker and shut off. The creature will then appear beside you. Turning to look at it will be the fastest way to get it over with, as it will slowly crush your skull until it explodes. It will sit there until you move. The longer you wait, the more gruesome your death is. The length of this screen is completely random, and can last anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours. When the room falls pitch black, then the screen has returned to white with the candle still in front of you, you will have passed. Beware, however, if the candle is not in front of you, then the screen has not ended, it is merely trying to trick you into moving. Danger Level 5. A purple screen. This screen is very rare. A glitch effect will take over the whole screen, to which a glitched person will leap out of the TV and slam your head into it. When you raise your head, the screen will be white and you will have passed. I believe this screen only shows if the TV has taken a liking to you. Danger Level 1. Blue swirls. This screen is rare. Should you see this screen, I'm afraid you won't be passing the test. A slow, melodic, entrancing song will play through the speakers, making you fall asleep. You will wake up on an operating table, your entrails hanging out of you as a doctor with white pupils yanks organs at random out of you. You will feel each and every pain there is to feel, as he manically laughs and grins. I believe this screen only shows if you've disrespected the TV, such as screaming or hitting it. Danger Level 5. Once you start this, you cannot stop it. Good luck. Hello everyone. Sorry for not posting consistently or at all, I've been very busy, but I'm going to try to write some more, so I hope y'all enjoy. Story 2. The Trials of the Four Horsemen. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. Has there ever been something you've always wanted? Have you wanted to live in peace for the rest of your life, or escape the fear of death that hangs above us all? It may sound impossible to do so, but there is a way to achieve that, only if you are willing to take the risk. The Four Horsemen may grant you what you wish for, under their respective domains. Unfortunately, they are cruel ones who appreciate entertainment above all, and will not simply give you what you wish for out of charity. Summoning them requires sacrifice, and to beat their games requires even more. Follow these rules, however, and you shall gain what you wish for, though if you fail, it will not end with simple death. Summoning one of the Four Horsemen is a difficult task in and of itself, however, but if you wish to do so, I will show you the path. Flawlessly perform each step lest you wish to have your life cut short. 1. First, gather all 4 legs of a horse, cut off from the body. They must still resemble a leg in order to be used for the summoning, so do not disfigure them once acquired. 2. Once you have gathered the legs, gather the blood of a horse and draw a compass on the ground. When finished, rather than the usual directions of north, east, south, and west, draw a crown, a blade, a rotted apple, and a skull in their respective places. The quality of your drawings does not need to be perfect, but it must at least be easily recognizable. 3. After you have finished painting with the blood, place a horse leg on each drawing. Then, set fire to all 4 of them using anything available. If it does not catch fire, you may douse them in a flammable substance such as oil. However, all 4 must create a flame. 4. When you have finished creating the summoning circle, and sparked the flame to call their attention, take the item you wish to use to summon and throw it down in the center with as much force as possible. The 4 different items will summon different horsemen respectively. Only use one. Conquest, a piece of the earth, such as dirt or rock. War, a sharp, bladed object. Famine, a rotted piece of food. Death, a small piece of your own body. Once you have finished summoning one of the 4 horsemen, they will outline the rewards and punishments for success or failure, and will explain your objective. However, I implore you to prepare ahead of time, so here are the rules for their individual games. Conquest. The first horseman of the apocalypse is a greedy one, obsessed with taking that which others possess over all. He has no regard for the lives of humans, but he certainly enjoys the value they have in entertainment. Satisfying him and building yourself up will require destroying someone else. Do not let yourself be consumed by emotion. As the horseman of conquest rules the domain of conquest, he will allow you to swap your life with that of anyone in the world, and fully replace them as though you had always existed as them, a gift for the greedy and desperate. Follow these rules to succeed. 1. The horseman of conquest's game is somewhat simple. You must take everything from one person. Their possessions, relations, happiness, and finally, their life. It matters not who they are. A beggar on the street may suffice. However, they must be utterly erased. No trace of their existence may be left behind. Otherwise, you shall fail. 2. You must complete your task on the day you decide to start it. You may prepare as long as you wish for, but once you have begun, there is no going back. After all, once a conquest has begun, it cannot simply be turned back. 3. Kill your heart. The person you conquer will likely beg, run, cry, and express human emotions that will distract you from your goal. However, a conqueror should not care for the people not yet under his rule, and if you want to satisfy the first horseman, act like a conqueror. 4. If you succeed in erasing the existence of your target, the horseman shall appear before you and ask who you would like to switch with. He will not play tricks on you, and will understand your intent. Enjoy your reward, if you can ignore your morality. 5. If you cannot complete your task in a day, you will forever be a slave under the horseman of conquest's rule. You will never die. You will never eat, you will never drink, you will never sleep. You will exist only as a slave, not for the rest of your life, but for every second of eternity. I should not need to remind you not to fail. The horseman of conquest values ruthlessness above all else. If you are not willing to destroy another person and erase their existence as an emperor would do to a foreign nation, then you are not worthy of his blessing. If you cannot bear to hurt others, do not challenge the first horseman. War. The horseman of war is one that finds great enjoyment in bloodshed. To earn his gift will require violence, and though he is not picky, he certainly does not appreciate boredom. Only those who are willing to rip and tear at others, and sacrifice their mind and body to destroy that around them shall succeed in receiving the second horseman's blessing. 1. The horseman of war's challenge involves a free-for-all in his domain. It is a challenge where murder is a necessity, so if you cannot handle such a thing, back off. 2. When you accept the horseman of war's challenge, you will be given a set date to prepare yourself for combat. In this time, train your body in the weeks leading up to the battle, and rest in the day you have before it begins. 3. No weapons are allowed in his domain, for the second horseman enjoys pure combat over all else. Do not waste your time with weaponry. 4. When you are teleported to the horseman of war's domain, you will be given a 10-second grace period where nobody can move. Use this to assess your surroundings. 5. The ultimate goal of the second horseman's battle is to slay as many people as possible. Whether you live or die matters not as long as you have spilt the most blood by the end of the battle. 6. Fear death, but do not let it paralyze you. Whether you win or lose the challenge, you will be reborn once more. However, dying will prevent you from gaining more kills, which is vital in surviving this challenge. Do not treat your life as meaningless, but do not give it too much value. 7. Do not be a coward. You were sent here to fight, not run. Those who decide on cowering away in a corner will be punished far more harshly than those who go down honorably. Your goal is to pile up bodies, not pile up in a corner. 8. Should you succeed, you will stand at the top and be sent back to the normal realm. No human on earth will ever want to hurt you, no matter what you do, and you shall have peace for the rest of your existence. However, if you fail, you will be sent to the horseman's realm as an immortal being with nothing but rage in your mind, forced to fight and claw and shed blood until time has ended. The only thing that exists will be rage and pain, and no matter how much flesh is torn off, you cannot lose consciousness. Once again, do not lose this battle. A warrior's purpose, role, and fate is to fight, claw, and tear at that around them. A perfect warrior does not lose, no matter what odds are against them, and even if they fall, they will not fall without leaving their mark. If you cannot be a true warrior, challenging the horsemen of war is ill-advised. Give your all, and you shall win. Cower from the battle, and you will suffer. Famine. The third horseman of the apocalypse is one that relishes in watching humans struggle against themselves above all. Nothing brings him more pleasure than the difficulties that humans go through in suppressing their instincts, and tormenting others using such instincts as their talent. The moment he is summoned, you shall be transported to his domain, and your challenge will begin. You may bring nothing with you, though it is unlikely that there is anything that could assist you in the first place. Here are the rules for the Horseman of Famine's test. 1. The Horseman of Famine's test will challenge your willpower above all. When you accept the Horseman's test, you will be sent to his domain, a golden palace with every single food, drink, and delicacy imaginable. Do not touch anything. 2. To defeat the Horseman of Famine in his game, you must starve for 100 days. You cannot die from thirst or hunger while in his domain, so every bit of suffering cannot truly harm you. However, if you intentionally touch any piece of food, you will fail. 3. Ignore every single temptation that you are given by the horseman. It will be difficult to stay your hand when you are suffering under starvation, but you cannot give in. 4. The isolation you will experience from having nothing but your own mind and your hunger will be difficult to withstand. Find a way to distract yourself, or your willpower will crumble. 5. Should you be successful in enduring your hunger and thirst for 100 days, you shall be granted the blessing of the Horseman of Famine. No longer will you be tormented by hunger, anything you eat will always be nutritious for your body regardless of its makeup, and though you are still able to eat, you are not required to. 6. If you fail and give in to temptation, you will remain in the Horseman of Famine's domain for the rest of eternity. You will be alone forever, with nothing but your hunger and thirst by your side. Any food or drink you attempt to touch will escape your grasp, and you will starve as an immortal being, with a hunger that will never be satisfied. Do not fail, for a lifetime of suffering is all that awaits if you let your desires take over. Starvation is a force that always presses down on the minds of humans, especially those who are unfortunate. If you seek to escape such a force, you must be willing to suffer under it in the first place, and resist the temptation that it brings. Those who challenge the third horseman lightly will forever suffer under hunger. Those who understand themselves will escape it. I hope you are the latter if you are summoning the Horseman of Famine. Death. The final horseman of the apocalypse is by far the most noble and most dangerous one, though not for his violence or temper, but rather his power. Receiving his gift is not a matter of simply summoning him and partaking in his game, but a series of tests you must endure. He values life above all else, and a beautiful death to conclude what he sees as a gift. This horseman in particular is very strict in his rules, so pay extremely close attention. 1. When you summon the Horseman of Death, treat him with extreme respect and politeness. Address him by his title, and speak far more formally than you would to any other person. Should you displease him, you will immediately fail his test, and be punished for your impudence. 2. You will be asked 10 questions related to the life that you have lived so far. Answer every single one truthfully. He does not care for your answers, for he knows them already, but is instead testing your honesty. Each question will be difficult, shameful, and humiliating, but lies will not be tolerated. 3. When the fourth horseman's questions are complete, he will bestow upon you your task, live a virtuous life dedicated only towards helping the lives of others, and be there for those who are passing on to the next life. 4. To accomplish this task, you must give your possessions away to all, except for the cheapest clothes you have, which will be the only set you are allowed. You must live with the status of the most worthless vagrant until your death. 5. Alongside giving all you physically own to others, you must give your body and soul towards the lives of fellow humans. You must help others, treat others with only kindness, no matter what happens to you. If bettering another soul requires you to destroy your own, then so be it. All that you do shall be for others. 6. You must only eat meager meals barely enough to keep you living, provided by the horseman of death himself as he oversees your actions. Consuming any other food will be seen as taking from others, and you shall fail the test. 7. You must only sleep at most 7 hours a night, and over 12 hours of your day must be dedicated towards helping others. You are strictly banned from hedonistic activities such as drugs or romantic relationships, and must only partake in improving the lives of people. 8. You must be there for the final moments of 50 people by the time your test concludes. Comfort them, reassure them, and share their time so that they are not alone when their story's final chapter is written. It is the responsibility of one who seeks to conquer death itself. 9. You must live in the forest, where no other humans reside. To seek residence in an occupied area such as a city would take space away from others, and to do so is to not live for others. When you fall asleep or temporarily rest, it must be in a secluded area. 10. You will have the horseman of death to watch over you and guide you. He shall point you in the direction you must go in order to help others, and instruct you on what course of action will benefit the most people. Be respectful, and obey diligently. Disobedience is failure. 11. Your test ends the moment you finally pass away. The horseman of death shall ensure that your death will be by natural causes, and not through poor circumstances. Do not attempt to end your life early to cheat the fourth horseman, for there is no greater insult to the horseman of death than tarnishing the gift of life. 12. Should you pass away by natural circumstances and do so having met the requirements of the horseman of death, you shall be gifted eternal life, a gift you may give away when you so choose. You will not age, you will be reborn in the same form should you ever die unnaturally, and if you so wish, you may reincarnate into another form of your choice with all memories intact. Live a virtuous life, however, as using such a gift to cause harm will not be taken lightly by the one who gives life and death. 13. Should you fail this challenge by not meeting the expectations or standards of the horseman of death, your body will immediately cease function, and will no longer live. You shall turn pale and blue, a shell of your former self. However, your mind will continue to reside in the broken cage of your dead body, and you will feel everything. Every insect crawling across your skin, the pain of your flesh decomposing, the burning of the sun in your eyes, the cold of the night, shall torment you as punishment for having the arrogance to face the fourth horseman lightly. You will never escape the cage of your own body, no matter how much you wish to do so. Live a good life, or you shall live a terrible one after your death. The horseman of death does not take the gift of life lightly, and those who seek to modify it and extend it will not do so without giving something in return. If you are able to meet his expectations, and live a life the fourth horseman sees as perfect, then he shall act in kind and bestow upon you his blessing. Should you fail, however, he will take away his gift and replace it with a curse. Do not take death lightly, for it is a force greater and older than you are. The four horsemen of the apocalypse are both benevolent and malevolent, though their intentions may differ. They hold their tests in high regard, along with their blessings, and will not simply give a mortal their gift without making sure they are worthy of receiving it. Should you succeed in pleasing one of the four horsemen, you shall be gifted with what you desire. However, those who fail will experience suffering greater than what is imaginable. Please, be careful with summoning them, and do not simply challenge them out of hubris. Finally, if you have gained the blessing of one horseman, do not ever attempt the ritual ever again. Only the horseman of conquest tolerates greed, while the others strongly frown upon it, and all four despise the disloyal. One blessing is enough. You will not receive another. I wish you good luck in succeeding in your future endeavors. Once again, be careful, and do not take the four horsemen lightly. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.